On mine, the one I use for later parts, had it flipped, but it's still going to be the same process. Just the stuff over on this side I had over here. I could change it, but not really necessary for what I'm going to show you. Just go over here and do verts, quadra, which is what we're going to use. Let's just say we want to take bits and pieces of this and use it in our own project. Let's say that we just want to use this little screen here, and we want to make a screen of our own. So then you just put a vert here. I would just guess that the end line is going to be somewhere up here. Your next vert will be right. I like to scale in, and that's not exactly on. I'm just holding down Control, Shift, click on the vert, and it deletes it. Very useful. I like to scale and scroll in. I'm just using the middle mouse to scroll. And go up top. There's the last vert. That one looks like it's a little. Yeah, actually that looks about right. See, hold down Shift, click, puts a face there. And let's say that we also want to do this building here. That building took me a long time to do. Put in a lot of verts. But you have to be careful when you place down a lot of them, because they will try and overlap and it doesn't always snap them to the ones you want, so just be wary of that. Doesn't have to be exact because you can go in and change them afterwards. Hold down Shift, click. The best way to do it is just do them 4 at a time. And after we've done them all, that's when we merge the nearest verts to each other. Yeah, that doesn't sound so good. One there. Try and get it as close to it, because people that have made this are what people in the industry call concept artists. And they made it look really realistic, which I prefer, because it makes it easier for us on how to do calculations. So we can be like, no, that doesn't look right, we need to move this piece a little more to the left, a little more to the right, a little more forward. So it makes it easier that way. When you have a concept artist who's already thinking a couple steps ahead, it's easier for us. This definitely gets harder farther away from the points. So everything just starts blurring. Let's make this one the last piece. And there we go. There's our verts. And now vertex and mesh tools, merge vert tool. Just scroll in. Let's just start at this side. We just snap them together. And yes, they will not be perfect, but we are not aiming for it to be perfect. We will refine it in a moment. As for once this is all done, we will just going through, putting on X-ray mode so we can see through. And because we'll be able to see through, which will help us out a lot. So then, don't have to keep changing views, which is what I had to do when I did it. Keep going back between top view, perspective for each one of these, but I was having a little more difficulty than I did this time. Because I'm not exactly sure off the top of my head what made it. Actually, yeah, that's what did it. Because I didn't have a, because I was trying to do it with, I couldn't make it all of these because I did all the verts at once, so I couldn't, because I couldn't do each one individually, so I had to keep going back and forth. That's what it was. Alright, that's all it. Now that they're all there, hit Q to go out of there. Now, object, transform. Might be a little hard to see, but then, no, never mind, bad idea. Just go in here. Let's go to object mode. Okay, they're all one object. Face. Everything on the other side. Yeah, I have this. Check. Go over here. Move this. Perspective. That's not it. Just click this. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Makes it a little easier. Now let's select all of these. Go up here to mesh. Extract. And you can see it's not going the way we want it to. So see, we can move it now, just like I was saying before. Now, bring up Hyper Shader. Just grab Blend 2, drop it on, and it did not take. No. Oh, one feature I forgot to mention earlier that I really liked using the spacebar. This spacebar here allows you to navigate to anything in Maya. All the stuff you have available here, like window here, it's the window right here. We have another one. Edit deformers, that's under your animate section, which you can navigate to through here. I just like it. It makes it so much easier to navigate and change to things. So much easier. So just makes your workflow that much quicker. So just thought I should mention that. Here we go. Now let's navigate back over here to top view. It's good. Now let's put X-ray mode back on. Excuse me. Vertex. Get in here. Now we just be OCD about this and just move each of the verts where they need to be. It's not the clearest, but you don't have to be 100% precise on this. Just want to get close. The closer you get, the better this output will look when you're complete. If you're off, it still will look good, just might look a little weird to the eye, as for it's able to pick up on minute details that you yourself don't necessarily think that you're able to see, but you are. Okay. Okay. Let's see, now it needs to go there. Let's go there. It's there. There needs to go there. All these are already there. Oh, just made it real nice for us. Air job that much easier. one in black, that one doesn't really have a precise place because, well, the two panels, they're both black, so it's just a guess on where it goes. But that one actually has a spot, so let's try and move this one just over a little bit to try and meet in the middle of the two. Now we have that. Now for the next part. And then let's deselect everything else. Actually, it might just be easier to go this way. That's where we're only caring about the edge here. And then we're going over to polys here, doing the extrude. I know the hotkeys, but just for demonstration purposes, we'll just do it this way. That way you can see exactly what I'm using and doing. It's going all the way down, and we're hitting R for rotate. Then it just flattens it out in the way by default it will not do that, but it's settings that I've set. You want it on the axis to world in discrete scale. Otherwise, if it's not on there, by default it's on object. Let's go back. See, it does not do it. So go to world, discrete scale, and you're set. Then just drag it up, and it gets it all perfectly even. You go to W, choose your move tool. You just want to get close to the bottom, and then you are good. Then object mode, select object, X-ray, and that did not take effect. Actually, there we go. Then you go to mesh tools, insert edge loop, which we are going to be inserting at each one of these. This is being a little bit of a hassle, so actually we don't need to go that way. Just do it this way. Wherever there's a cut in the window, you're placing one. There we go. Towards the bottom, you don't need it to follow exactly, because things are going to be more skewed toward the top than towards the bottom based on the shape of the overall model. But if you want to, you can go through and change everything. Oops. And hit Q, just select one edge or two. Hit E, that'll be rotate. You can rotate just that one edge, and it will start falling. Or you can go the more accurate way and just move each vertex that you want to. But to me, I don't think it's all that mundo important. That's where we got the two. And that's pretty much what I did for everything. For me, I did every one of these little screens. I just quadrawed them all out. Each one of these screens I did. Then I also did the same thing we did for this building here. Also did it for codec right here, and I think that is also saying codec, I think. Hard to read. I also did it for the building here, the little back billboard here I also did. Did it for sign here, with the building, these little walkways I also did quad draw. Then after everything, I extruded them. And I'll show you what I mean. Let's go to panels, perspective. All you have to do is for the screen, go to face, select the screen. I like having this here so I can know what I'm selecting. Go over here, hit G, just the hotkey, extrude inwards because that's the way we're going. As you can see, we got a face there, but it's black. That just means that the normals are reversed. So let's go to edit UV, and where are you? There you are. Unlock. Actually, no. We want to reverse them. And just by reversing, it shows our texture here. And over on this side here, you want to reverse them too. So just select all of the sides that you won't care about to be seen. Go through normals and reverse. And yes, they're stretching because it's this image here that's also being stretched over here. But when you get into it, this is going to be a different texture than right here, because this is really the only part that's being seen. So what you'll do, select the face, mesh, extract, and now it's its own piece, as you can see. And same thing we did here. Go to face, see, select them all, hit G, because that's the last tool used, extrude. Oh, no. I see what's going on. Okay. Extrude. And it doesn't have texture, so it's just going to be black. So that is fine for right now. And there you go. That's what I did for everything here. So let's just say, no, just say for some reason we wanted, let's just say these two are still attached even though they aren't. Let's say we wanted this Megatron, I think that's what it's called, on this building. You just move it over, and as you can see that you're getting this, that's because they are overlapping. Just move it up just a tad. As you can, come on. Yeah. You scroll with your middle mouse button. You can also scroll pan in and out with your Alt right mouse click, both being held. You can select with just holding down left, or you can pan the object itself by holding down Control and middle mouse. Another thing, if you need to move the point of origin, hold down D, you can move it. If you need to duplicate something, do a Control D, then duplicate it. But we don't need to duplicate it. So as you can see, it's now part of the object. Well, not part of it, but you'll see. So that's just the basics of what I did. The same stuff that I did here, I did to all of the buildings here, not these ones back here. Haven't gotten to them yet, but I'm combining multiple different images into one large environment. So I'll see you in the next part of this, and we will continue. So